Hi, this is Kadvi Rana from Logistics Insider, and joining me today is Mr. B. Govindarajan. He's founder and COO, Tirwin Management Services Private Limited. Welcome, sir. I hope you've had a lovely day today.
Of course, it was a good trip. Just came.
Yeah. So we are, pleased to have you here with us once again at CCUB 2023. So, sir, my first question to you is going to be on training, because we understand that you enforce the importance of training in the logistics industry. So, what importance does it hold for the cold chain, and especially in maintaining an unbroken cold chain for both perishable and pharma?
A lot of things are told about the training. I am in the logistics supply chain training for very many decades. What I see these days is the skills are certainly improving day by day. And there are a lot of initiatives to push the skills part of it. But my fear today is, do we have the knowledge? Are we overemphasizing on skills at the cost of knowledge? Someone may ask, what's the difference? When we are in cold chain or anything, the product characteristics, understanding the product more is, the features of the product will help you better than how to handle the cold chain products. So my focus nowadays is to push the knowledge-driven skills so that we are in a position to get the right delivery of goods. The focus is, we are working on it, and as a matter of fact, even IATA has come out with Center for Excellence in Cold Chain and Perishables. So we are trying to bring those type of products into this country also.
Well, thank you, sir. That is definitely a new thought, to focus on knowledge along with training, because we've often heard, the industry talk about training, but knowledge is something that has not been entirely covered. This brings me to my next question, which is what are the trends that are shaping the cold chain industry so far, and what can we expect in the future?
See, the United Nations Sustainability Project, or the concepts which they have declared, is by 2030 there should not be hunger. Yeah. If that is the case, the distribution of perishables, especially from the place of production to the place of consumption, becomes very critical. That is where the guys from the logistics are going to be playing a very greater role. It is not just only the time, but to what extent we could save the products instead of the perishable really gets perished. So our focus is now on moving the goods as fast as possible from the place of production where it is mainly required, maybe in another part of the continent. So we need to move that, and for that packaging plays a very critical role. So the focus is simultaneously going on packaging of perishable products, so that the shelf life of the products are maintained. One is the time factor, another one is the safe transportation by making the packages. At the same time, when you go for packaging, what happens? The cost of packaging pushes up. So we are in a very catch-22 situation, in the sense we need to focus on something, but at the same time something else is hitting. So the country is now focusing on two things. One is the logistics part of it, and the number two, how to bring down the packaging cost also. If you really take perishables, you take our typical example of India, at one stage we were in a position to get 10 kilos of tomatoes for 100 rupees. Then suddenly 1 kilo went up to 150 rupees. That is basically due to maintenance of the goods. The focus is on it. Hopefully in days to come we'll have better infrastructure, better logistic solutions, so that the goods move as fast as possible and also at low cost as possible.
Okay. So sir, you talked about infrastructure. We were just having a chat, and you talked about how not only infrastructure at the airports are important. If you can elaborate on that point a little.
See, when we talk about infrastructure, by and large in the logistics, we think that the infrastructure should be at the airport. Yeah. Airport infrastructure is definitely required, but it comes with a very high price tag. And second thing, if the production centers where the perishables are getting produced, if there are no proper infrastructure to store it immediately, and if you have to run it for 200 kilometers, 300 kilometers from the production to the airport only, it doesn't serve a very meaningful purpose. So, in the logistics, we have to think of satellite in storage facilities as close as possible to the production centers, and that such a satellite facility should not serve only one airport, probably nearby to one or two airports, so that the pain that the goods have to take because of long transportation can be curtailed. This is one concept which we are speaking across in the industry, and the industry is showing good interest to create such infrastructure, especially with our Gati Shakti. And the Gati Shakti is definitely paving for very good infrastructure for this. Hopefully, it comes to the perishable segment. That is what is the requirement.
Sir, I feel like logistics industry has always been very resilient and adaptable. So I'm sure your point will come across, and the industry will adapt very soon to this new form of infrastructure investment, and cure the long distance travel of perishable and the spoilage. Coming to my last and final question, once again 𝐶CUB 2023 is coming with a bang, and this is one of the events which is for the industry and by the industry. So what are your thoughts on the event, your expectations from the event?
I have been a regular person attending this, except 2021 when we had the COVID did not allow us to have the physical presence. 2020 also we had in Hyderabad. Again 2022 we had in Hyderabad. Now we are having in Bangalore. Every year this particular event is becoming more popular. We could see there is definitely some good takeaway for people when they come for this particular conference. And second thing, this, to my knowledge, my observation of the whole thing is this particular event has got more of commitment, passion rather than commercial. That's what I would like to say that.
Well, thank you, sir. It's always a pleasure to host you, and always a pleasure to pick your brain, because you have so many insights. So thank you so much for connecting with us.
Very kind of you. Thank you.
Thank you.